second.
Aha, I told you that's a little background for me.
Man, God, you got to stop getting in trouble, man.
Yeah, I cover. You know, the thing was, I wasn't even responding like that. I was responding to somebody post, um, just discussing the white man being the devil. And,
Yo, you get blocked and stuff like that for some of the you know what I'm saying, cheapest things.
They block me all the time, though. You know, they blocked me right before the presidential election.
No.
They went back and actually blocked me that weekend for the election. They blocked me. They said we extended restrictions. However, I hadn't even posted for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, so I wasn't even on that period. So they just said we're extending, but you're extending what? Because I didn't do anything to get blocked this time because I haven't been posting.
Wow.
So I went to get on to do a post and realized I was blocked.
So was it the type of block where they just extended the one you were already on, or was it a whole infraction?
I wasn't blocked.
Wow.
And I hadn't posted anything in that last week or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So and I didn't even post anything. So so they literally blocked me during the time of the election, and then after the election, they unblocked me the next day after the election.
Wow, that's crazy.
So it let me know that I'm a little bit, maybe what I say extends a little bit farther than what I actually know myself. Yeah, I mean, so
man, that's crazy. Yeah, because I thought that's why I was like, oh man, the God getting into too much trouble, man. I know last time he was on, you know, well, even though we wasn't building, but I think the last time
this is what I'm studying.
Okay, what's that? Remote viewing.
Yeah.
David Morehouse. Wow.
Oh. Yeah.
What's that dealing with? Real quick, the science of that.
How to see into the future and the past.
Okay.
The CIA put a program together, training people how to remote view. He used to work with the CIA and was a remote viewer for them.
Right.
So.
Wow. That's deep. The cover alone looked powerful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was just saying to myself, I was like, man, the God, oh man. You know, because like you said, you know, calling, you know, white people devils or even your own people. Because one time I think I was on there and I was like, somebody put up a post and I'm like, oh man, these niggas is coons or something to that effect.
Yeah, and they report you.
Yeah, I got, you know what I'm saying, blocked for that. I think for like 3 days or something like that, or a week. I'm like, seriously?
Yeah, and I think I got reported. I think I know who reported me.
Oh, wow.
The person I was having a discussion with, because right after I made it, because they ain't that damn fast.
Yeah.
They are not that fast.
Right.
I made that post and 5 minutes later I was blocked.
Yeah. It's a certain, to what I understand, a certain algorithm where, you know, like certain words and stuff are like trigger words, but it still takes some time to sift through that. But if somebody sees it, you're in a dialogue or a discussion or one-on-one with it, and you say something offensive, they can report it right away. So when you see a right away response like that, more than likely, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And well, you could say nigga all day. They don't have problems.
Yeah, no, they don't say nothing with that when you say that. You know, and that's why when I said coon, I'm like, you know, because I didn't want to,
because you got reported. That individual that you was talking about took offense that you was calling him a coon.
Well, it was actually in response to a post someone put up about something else.
It don't matter. You was calling somebody a coon.
Yeah.
That's all that means. You was calling him a coon.
And I want to say it wasn't. It might have been the next day, because I think the next day I got on to, you know, check my messages or whatever, and that was when I realized they sent me the thing and it said, you've made offensive remarks and yada yada yada, and it goes against Facebook policy, you know what I'm saying? And they
I
blocked
ain't
you.
never seen them block nobody that came on my page and made offensive remarks against me.
Man, it's crazy.
I haven't seen it yet.
But
I
yeah.
have seen people say some of the most vicious things to me on my page. Sister Karen Moo, for instance. You dig what I'm saying? I had to block her.
Wow.
Because she was so disrespectful.
Mm.
She was pushing the vaccine, supposed to be following the messenger, pushing vaccines and all that. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
and then, you know, because I made a post when that brother got shot, when he walked around his he walked around the car and when he got in the car, and that's when the cop shot him. That was when that happened.
Right.
You know, about last year sometime. And I
Right.
said, well, he brought that.
Right. Right. Right.
In
Right.
order to make, why would you say that? That was wrong. No, stupid.
Yeah.
You got to be logical. The
Right.
logical assessment is, one, the sister whose house he went to go see, not sister, I think it was a white woman. The white woman that the brother went to go see has a restraining order against him
Right.
for violence or
Right.
fear of violence, right?
Right.
So when he's there against the restraining order.
Right.
The cops show up, tell him to stop.
Right.
They right there. He walks from the passenger side of the car, walks around the front. They telling him stop, stop, stop. He walks all the way around the front.
Right.
He then walks to the driver's side door. He opens up the door, and then he bend down like he reaching for something. What do you think should happen?
Wow.
You should be there. Because
Yeah.
if I'm a cop, I'm going to hit you. If I'm not a cop, I'm going to hit you.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to I done gave you a chance. Now, I'm going to take a chance of you not letting me go home.
Right. Right. Wow. So you have made a remark or a statement just about that.
Yeah. And they called me nigga. They called me coon. It was about 500 different people calling me coon, nigga, slave, and all that. But, you know, I don't really take people posts, you know, on Facebook too
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah. At
Because
the end of the day. Yeah. Yeah. It's Facebook.
the same thing like I feel about that brother that jumped in the car while the cop was there. Yeah, she was out of order, but homeboy, what the fuck was you doing?
Right. Right. Right.
Like,
Right.
really?
Yeah.
Why? I wouldn't have where the fuck you gonna go? You right there. Where
Right.
you gonna go in the car? You ain't going nowhere.
That's crazy, man. It's
So,
the
yeah, so you know, you get that what it is. It ain't the same thing when that sister got shot.
yeah.
People like that. I saw the video.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's make this clear. When the cop got out the car, the cop was screaming, told her to stop, chill out. When you look at the video, when the girl fell, the other one that's against the car, the sister had the knife like this.
Right.
It
Right.
was coming to it.
Yeah.
So she got hit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She said, I'm glad she didn't have to die. But what I'm saying is, I'm looking at reality.
Yeah.
If I pop up, listen, if I pop up and you got my daughter against a car and you are in the motion to stab her, I'm going to hit you all in your head, your body. You are gone.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you 14. I'm
Yeah.
going to put you out of here.
Yeah, I mean that's just common sense. You know, you ain't gonna
Yeah.
let anybody hurt or
So we gotta be
violently
real
hurt one of your loved ones. You know.
Yeah, we gotta be real about it. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah, one thing about Facebook though, and just the whole post and stuff, you know, I try not to take a lot of the comments and stuff serious. I know I used to, you know, back in the day, you know, first getting on here, like, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, and just going back and forth and debates, and then, you know, it starts turning into baby language. Dudes start cursing at each other, calling each other dumbass nigga, and, you know, just
I don't even do that no more. Let me tell
right.
you.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even, you know,
when I first got on FB, and the M.G.C gods will come. Me and that North will slaughter these M.G. with unmerciful reality, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, because of our teaching technique and we deal more with mathematics, science, they respect the gods, you know?
Right.
So one of the things that I used to do is I say, well, then we're going to set up a phone conference. I said, I'm the only one on the phone. Ask any question that you choose to. And that Noah was on the phone before King Jason too. I had M.G.C boys accept that they was Muslim.
Yeah.
Don't play no games.
Get out of here.
Don't play no games. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I can say about those brothers, though, you know what I'm saying, and you know, your bill that I seen on the channel, you know, I noticed they put it on, you know, the Law School Mecca channel, which I was surprised to see that, but it's good, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, and a lot of people come and tell me, man, no one teaches like the students of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you know, with these lessons, you know, delving off into other aspects of the teachings to bring it back home full circle.
Oh, and that was
that, like,
God.
Yeah.
And no, God, that was my play.
Yeah.
I ain't even really get it. Dig it what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm really really get it. We can really get it. You dig it what I'm saying? And I wrote him and I told him, I said, anybody.
You
dig it what I'm saying? It's anybody. If you think you sharp enough, then let's see.
Let's see. Yeah.
Let's see, because I guarantee you, I'm definitely sharp enough. There ain't no mystery God about it. And it
one thing about it, though, you know, I would still give thanks to those brothers, you know what I mean? Because, and the reason why I say that is because it was because of them I had to start my channel.
I don't have nothing.
I just seen so much of the, you know, falsehood and just grafted teachings and you know.
I have nothing but respect for M.G.C.
Yeah,
I want you to understand this. What I mean by that is, I would rather build with M.G.C most of the time than FY. I'm just, peace, God. I would rather build with M.G.C most of the time than I would rather build with FY on a lot of things. FY is too religious.
Yeah.
No, I'm just being real about it. It's just I gotta be real about it. I'm not playing no games about it. I'm not doing it. That shit is spooky half the time.
You make a good point, because I was building with a brother. Matter of fact, he's from Philly too. You know what I'm saying? A God I met, you know what I'm saying, through my channel. Because, you know, through my channel, you know, I've met a lot of gods. And I was going to say, Nation of Gods and Earths, you know, brothers that profess M.G.C, but they not like the average M.G.C. They're that, you know, really, you know, who I've gained a lot of respect for and even learned stuff from.
You have some that are very studied. Really, and when they are studied, they have a deeper level of respect. Not just for you, but for the messenger, for the savior. They have a lot of respect, right? Because you got to look at it like this. The M.G.C, we look at today, you have parents. You have parents of crackheads, you know, had children. These children are anti-world. They anti-anything. They want to stand on their own. This is the generation. The M.G.C is a reflection of that generation.
Yes, sir.
You understand what I'm saying to you? I know M.G.C that you would think is FOI, but they're not. And they're disciplined. They are disciplined.
Yes, sir.
They do Salat. They do all of that. But they are M.G.C to the bone, and they are God body to the bone. It ain't no mystery God about it. It ain't nothing. It's like when it comes to prayer, prayer is not spooky. It's the mind that enters prayer that's spooky. Prayer itself is not spooky. It's the mind that enters it, you know? That determines spookism. And that exists in the M.G.C. I know M.G.C that are spooky. They just don't think they are because they say I'm God. See, it's just a terminology. I'm the sole controller. What do you control? You the sole controller, then what do you control? This is the mathematics. See, this is when things get very, very real. You are the sole controller. Then what do you control?
Mm.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I want to know. What do you control?
Yeah.
What time do you got to be to work?
Mm. Mm.
This, pay attention to the language.
Right.
What time do you got to be to work? Soul
You
control.
got to be, yeah.
Right. Now listen, soul controller.
Mm.
You don't have no days off.
Mm.
You use up all your vacation time.
Mm.
Stay home for 2 weeks straight.
Right.
And just don't go to work.
Mm. Mm.
Soul controller. What becomes of you?
Mm.
Do he fire you, soul controller? If your boss speak to you a little bit too rough, do you gotta silence your tongue, soul controller?
Mm.
Hold up, soul controller. How
Yeah.
often do you drink?
Mm.
Soul controller, do you smoke weed all day and smoke weed when you wake up and smoke weed at night, soul controller? Soul
Mm-hmm.
controller. Are you still reacting out of your traumas that you
Mm-hmm.
have experienced in life, soul controller? See,
Right.
all of these things mean something, soul controller. Put
Yeah.
that cigarette down, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soul
Yeah.
controller. Stop popping them perks, brother.
Yeah.
Soul controller.
Right.
See,
Right.
all of this means something. So when we use terminologies like soul controller, do
Right.
we ever stop to look at what we're saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because a soul controller is a self-saver.
Right. 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 Right.
That's a soul controller. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? To truly control everything
Right.
in its dimension that
Right.
we determine as we will for it to be.
Right.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Minister Farrakhan used terminology like permissive and active will, of
Mm-hmm.
Allah, active permissive will. I always say, they say inshallah, I say mashallah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
It
they'll say,
will
well,
call it into
inshallah,
existence.
if
Yeah.
it be Allah's will. It's
Mm.
everything's Allah's will.
Right. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean, it's almost like saying, kun fayakun, at the end of the day,
absolutely, absolutely.
mashallah, it is going to happen. Be and it is,
Everything. See,
make
but
it
everything is
happen.
Allah's will. See,
Right.
because you have an active and you have permissive will.
Right.
Therefore, you have the 85 aspect of yourself and you have the 5% aspect of yourself.
Mm.
There is an active, there's a permissive will, means one is knowing and conscious of your will,
Mm.
and one is not.
Right.
It
Right.
reminds me of Aleister Crowley's statement, do what thou wilt should be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will. So you ask some of the white boys who's savages, oh, that mean we could do whatever we want because it's our will. No, what that means is your true will.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
How many of us know our true will?
Right.
You don't know your true will because you can't even separate your true will from
Mm-hmm.
the will determined by your desires, governed by your ego.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
don't know, you can't separate your true will.
Until you learn the nature of yourself
Yeah.
first.
So
Yeah.
you can't even do that.
Yeah.
So do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law.
Right.
Law is the love is the law, love under will.
Right. On the
But
way.
what is your true will? What
Mm.
is love? An elevation of understanding of those who are original. When we
Right.
speak of original, we're speaking of the essence or beginning or the original state of a thing.
Right.
So when
Right.
we talking about love as an elevation of understanding of those who are original, then that means that as long as we are outside of our original state of being,
State of
our
mind.
original true mind, then
Right.
we don't know what love truly is.
Right. Right.
Because
Right.
understanding is a picture one makes in their mind of knowledge. And now it's listening to them observe. Now it's the foundation, right?
Right. Yes, sir.
You
That's right. That's right.
start to
I
build
mean,
it on these
at the
lessons.
end,
You know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
You got to build it on these lessons.
That's what we're supposed to do, Lord. You know what I mean?
Build on these
And like I
things.
said, I learned a lot, from you, a couple other brothers and whatnot, just on the whole financial tip. But I mean, I stay learning from you brothers, man. Like I said, y'all sharp with the information and the wisdom of it. Wisdom is the wise words, you know what I'm saying? Wise words and the actions, so definitely, man, I've learned a lot from you brothers. I must say that.
Oh,
you
please
know.
do. I'm a person.
But yeah, but with the Sufi Islam and the Shia Muslims, I know the video I said I had sent to you with Brother John Andrew, well, not a white boy, I believe, but I see he's proficient in the Arabic language, and the other Muslim brother he was talking to, but he mentioned in the Shia movement, you know, there's a sect of the Shia movement that Master Fard Muhammad could have possibly gained some of his wisdom or insight from. Of course, in the Nation of Islam, or, you know, Muslim God students of the Most Humble Elijah Muhammad, we know that he was a world traveler anyway. So he went all over and gained pieces of wisdom so that he can come and do his job of redeeming us. But in particular, and I heard you build on it one time, it was a specific Shia movement and a specific Sufi order that, you know, in Africa that aligns with the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I wanted you to kind of touch on that real quick.
There is no order that aligns with the teachers or teachings of Sufism that align with the teachings of the messenger more than that by the master Ibn Arabi.
Right. Okay.
There is none.
Okay. I've heard of Ibn Arabi.
It damn near matches line for line.
Right.
Now we have our brother Sheikh of the Mortar. The Mortar brothers. That Sheikh Ahmed Dubamba.
Right.
Some of those teachings align with the teachings of the message.
Right. There was one specific order there, but they're Shia. I want to say he said, man, I forgot. I should have wrote it down. But he said the order, but he said their book or their Qur'an is called like Supreme Wisdom. Basically, it's similar. The term.
See, but that wouldn't limit it just to an order. The terminology Supreme Wisdom, as Dr. Wesley pointed out in his book at one time, that's within Sufi writings.
Right,
but it's not limited to Sufi writings. This is also in the writings of the Hindu.
Right.
We reach the state of Supreme Wisdom.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So it is not that it's a foreign concept to, it's a universal truth.
Right.
You even have Supreme Wisdom in ancient Egypt.
Right. Yeah.
Dr. Wada Ashby put there Supreme Wisdom dealing with Heru.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes,
so
sir.
It just really depends on the level. But, you know, as I was saying, the one Sufi order, I think that's from Turkey, I believe, Neshkabi, I believe, order. And they taught themselves Abu Bakr. But to be honest with you, Abu Bakr learned from who? He was raised since the age of 3, I believe, from Ali. I think so. But I know that Ali was the one. He was the spiritual chain back to the Nabi. You know?
Right. So most of the because I was under the impression, and that's like we was building before, and when you look in West Africa, you said they trace back to Ali. You know,
all of them are back to Ali and
Fatima. The Morida,
Ali and Fatima.
Oh, okay.
Ali was a beast. You gotta, when you read his treatise on, you know, dealing with spiritual systems, this will show you what he was.
Right.
He was that, and the prophet had made a lot of different statements pertaining to the gods. You know, it was.
So would you say it was Islam that, you know, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, brought? Would you say it was a mixture of that along with the African spiritual systems?
I would say that Prophet Muhammad brought Islam. He didn't bring anything. How can he bring something that's already there?
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I just got to be honest about it.
Yeah.
It's already there. Salat, the fast, the rituals of the Kaaba, the hills of Safa and Marwa.
Right.
It's already there.
Yeah. True indeed. Well, we know that in the Nation of Islam, as you know, Muslim God students of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, that Islam has no birth record. It's older than the sun, moon, and the stars.
No. I'm talking about the
But
rituals itself is already there.
right. Even the rituals,
Right.
yeah,
So
because they can be
that's my
traced back.
point. So
Right.
what did he bring?
Right. The only thing I would
When we make
say,
reference to Islam, what
mhm,
are we saying? See,
right,
'cause this is all I'm saying. We're dealing with a word,
right.
right? So, and what I'm saying is, I'm not taking away or subtracting from what you're saying,
Hmm.
because if we're speaking in a general context, it's
Hmm.
just that when we are speaking of it, we gotta speak of it on the level so that we understand that there was nothing new brought.
Right,
This
right,
is an
right,
ancient system
right,
brought to the reality. You can
right.
find the same principles, the same rituals all
Mm,
throughout Africa, all throughout the Arabian Peninsula. You can
mm.
find these same principles, same rituals being practiced, whether it's in Hinduism,
Yeah,
Buddhism,
right,
Jainism,
right,
Zoroastrianism. All of
right,
this already exists, and it should.
right.
Prophet Muhammad views and teachings of that time, he was called a Sabian himself.
Oh yeah. True indeed. Yeah,
Right.
true indeed.
So
Yeah,
it's showing you what's there already. So
yeah.
you dealing with the mystery systems that's already there in them spiritual contexts. Matter of
Mm,
fact, you had a Sufi order, and I have the book. I just forget the name of the book. And it
mm,
cites a ritual that the prophet would do when he was inside of the mountains.
mm,
Inside of the mountains, where he would take his hand, cover his eyes, and all of that, and
mm.
he would go into like a different ritual and trance, right?
This is
It's
before
to show
this is
yoga.
before the revelation of the Quran, or before that. Or,
I would think maybe prior or before, I don't know. But
mm,
what I will say, when you talking about somebody going into the seven heavens and all of that stuff, he
mm.
did that while in meditation in a cave.
Right. Yeah.
He did that in meditation in a cave, in a dark cave at that,
Mm.
where no light entered.
Right, right,
So there's a
right.
lot of science that's going into that, whether it's the building up the DMT over time after the melanin build up over the night. And I
Mm.
mean, doing different meditations and different visualizations in yoga. All of this type of stuff was being practiced
Right.
during that time.
Right. Yeah, yes, sir. I mean, yeah, as far as the principles and the practice of it, even like you said, the salat, that deals with, the sun, of course, and the human
Because
body.
it's
You know
the
what I'm
sun
saying?
ritual.
Right,
It's
right.
following the pattern of the
Pattern
sun.
of the sun, right? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? That's why as night comes, and Isha prayer, the prayers get more relevant, at that time, you know what I'm saying? Because of course the sun is on its descent or leaving, you know what I'm saying, from the
Well,
original man.
it become more relevant because then you're dealing with the lunar energy.
Right,
Lunar
exactly.
energy is the working of magnetism and manifestation.
Right.
That's how come the nighttime prayer becomes the most beneficial.
Benefit, right. Yes, sir.
Because during the time of the moon,
Right.
the same thing if people are using magical working.
Mm-hmm.
Magical working is done at nighttime with the
Right,
usage of the moon, because the moon represents birth, manifestation.
right,
The powers from the moon is magnetic,
right. Yes,
right?
sir. Yeah, yes, sir.
It
Yes,
mathematically accounts to itself.
yeah. The only thing I would say, and I use that word in a general sense when I say Muhammad or Prophet Muhammad brought, he really, like you said, didn't bring anything. But when I say that,
Right.
I'm just talking about the revelation or the book, Al Kitab. He brought the book because prior to Muhammad, that way or practice never had a name. From Buddha to Krishna to Quetzalcoatl to we could name all of the 16 messiahs or crucified saviors, if you will, but none of them had an actual book that was everything was compiled in. But with the revelation of the Quran, of course, now we get an individual who gives us everything in book form, and he gives us our name, because I don't think the name Muslim before Muhammad, or even the name
It
Muhammad,
existed. It existed before Muhammad. The
Muslim.
terminology Muslim existed before Muhammad.
Oh wow,
It
I
did
never.
factually, absolutely.
Okay,
Not see. This is what I'm trying to say. See,
I never. Well, I
if
mean,
we're
where would
gonna
you
deal
cite?
with
Where,
God,
where would you cite that source? Because I mean, the Quran says Abraham.
what you talking
Ibrahim.
about my studies? it come to my brain again, I give it, you know.
Okay, okay.
During
But
discussion,
what
it
about the
probably
name? What about the name Muhammad? I know Mahmud was a name, or even Ahmed. But
Muhammad ain't nothing new.
okay, okay.
I'll even go a little bit further than that. Muhammad is a state.
A state.
Yes.
Okay, okay. See now
It's
you
a state, it's an
building
office.
there, God. You building there,
Yeah,
Lord.
yeah, yeah. It's a state,
Dropping bombs
it's an
on me over
office.
here.
It's just the
Yeah.
truth. It's a state and it's an office. It's
Okay.
not just that's his name.
Wow. Okay. Hmm.
That's not how that works. That's not how it works. We get a little tricked up.
Right, right, right. Because
And
okay,
that
so
word.
Muhammad means one worthy of praise, or one who is praised much. Muh meaning, one or individual. So that's why I never heard that before. When you said a state, now it could represent a state.
Well, we
Mm-hmm.
know that. You know your lesson.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Number 10
Yeah.
of
Why
the
does
1 to
Muhammad?
14.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
Muhammad is he talking about?
Mm.
What Muhammad murdered 4 devils?
Mm-hmm.
Show me.
Mm-hmm.
See, no. We
I
got
mean,
to
if you looking at it in a
you got to really deal with the mathematics.
allegorical time, if you're looking at it historically,
What would
then
what else would it be? What else would it be?
well, yeah,
You cannot answer number 16 and number 10 without understanding Sufism. You can't understand number 16 of the 1 to 40, and you cannot understand number 10 of the 1 to 14 without understanding Sufism.
number 10 is critical. I will say that. I will say,
Why
in,
does
in
Muhammad
understanding those spiritual orders, I will
Why
say
does
that.
Muhammad or any Muslim murder the devil? What is the
Right.
duty of each Muslim in regards to 4 devils? What reward does Muslim receive by bringing and presenting 4 at one time? Because he is 100% wicked and will not keep and obey the laws of Islam. His ways are right, so what we going to do? You got to know the lesson, right? So when you look at the lesson, what do it say? That's all. And I know I'm speaking fast, so I'm not citing the lesson correctly.
Yeah.
But if I see on his face, I'll cite the lesson. That's
Right.
my favorite one.
Right. Yeah, because I know Ugan Ali, some of the early followers of Master Fard Muhammad, like that particular degree, you know what I'm saying, in the 1 to 14, you know what I'm saying, the sacrifices and stuff like that, brothers was, but so do you see that as that devilish nature within yourself that you have to sacrifice?
I would say that in a manner is speaking of the devilish nature in itself. Inside of that as well, it is giving you the science to the higher levels of being.
Okay.
If people look at it.
Right,
it just really depends if you really, really look at it. See, now, if the people who don't look at it, then it appears if it's not that. But if you really look at the lesson, it'll give you some science. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah, we gonna have to definitely
But you got to think of it from that perspective, because when he tell you, he said because he wanted to sin wicked and will not keep the baby's laws of Islam, his ways acts like a snake at the grafted type. So Muhammad learned that he could not reform the devils. All Muslims were murdered devil because could not reform the devils. Each Muslim could bring 4 devils by bringing and present 4 one times the rewards, but will impose call to see holy majesty, brother Muhammad. And I'm just saying it fast, right? And if I slow down, I'll say it correct. But I'm just trying to get through it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you gotta ask the question.
Yeah.
I tell you, because he is 100% wicked and will not keep and obey the laws of Islam.
Right.
His ways and actions like a snake of the grafted type. So Muhammad learned that he could not reform the devil, so he had to be murdered.
Right.
All Muslims will murder the devil because they know that he is a snake, and also if be allowed to live, he will sting someone else. Stop. What is Islam? See, when we look at it, what is Islam? The messenger teaches us in Surah 30, Ayah 30, that Islam is the nature of creation. The Arabic word for nature is fitra.
Right.
Which from the root is fit, ta, fi, ra, which would be cut out of the original source of a thing, or the original essence of a thing or make of a thing from which its source of creation is. It's like if somebody walking in front of you and they get ready to fall, you'll try to catch them. Nobody had to teach you that because instinctively,
natural instinct,
it's
right?
your natural instinct that's the cause or the manifestation from your original essence and source, right?
Yeah,
So
right.
when we talking about 100%, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Against the laws of Islam, the messenger teaches us that a religion must tie back to universal law. If it does not, then it is not a religion.
Right.
So Islam ties back to universal law and mathematics. At the root and essence of all things is universal law.
Right.
So that's the essence and the root of a thing. So when he says 100% wicked and will not keep and obey the laws of Islam, then that represents that it is outside of its original nature of being.
Right.
Against that for which is the very essence of a thing. Right? So when we but then he goes and he'll say 100% we're not keeping obey the laws, but his ways and actions like a snake of the grafted type. Right there, the white man is grafted. He's not a grafted type.
Right.
So it's not speaking about them, it's speaking about us.
Right.
We're the grafted type, right? But he will go on and he'll break it down. He'll talk about also be allowed to live. He thinks a snake don't sting you, it bites you. But when a snake bites you, the snake crawls on its belly. So it's talking about the lower nature, the lower being. Then it's talking about the fangs. When a snake bites you, it releases venom into your bloodstream and poisons it. The messenger teaches us that blood symbolizes life. You got to look at the math that these guys are building with at this time.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Then he breaks it down and he tells you about that each model will talk about murder the 4 devils, and if they murdered the 4 devils, then they reward as a button to the lapel of their
jacket, their coat.
But what do the pin is? The pin is a crescent, moon, and star, right? The most honorable Elijah Muhammad told us that the universe is everything: sun, moon, and stars. Right. So it represents that's the universe. So by the murdering of the 4 devils, the power of the universe is in the hands of him or her who has ascertained such a state, right? But look at the math of that science, right? Because what you're doing with clothing? Clothing is what? The cloth of righteousness. So it's our righteousness that gives us the keys to the power and the control of the universe.
That's why I always looked at that teaching not only on a physical aspect, but also on just a spiritual, internal, self-actualization type of aspect.
Because it's not physical.
Right. Exactly.
Even though some lessons for which a lot of people would turn spiritual is physical, such as number 10. I mean, such as number 9 of the 1 through 10. That's real though. People believe, no, about the thinking the devil's 30 or 50 feet. Yes, it's real. They really was amongst us. They really got the Jews really in the Templars. The Templars really got initiated amongst us. And because of their initiation amongst us, they could come to trading amongst us. That really happened. That's really the truth.
That's historical. Yes, sir.
It's historical. You can't.
Yes, sir. We definitely gonna have to build some more on that right there. Cause that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? But God, it's almost 5. And I don't know if you gotta run too, but I gotta make a quick run around that time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we definitely gonna have to get back on that. I know I ain't been with you in a minute, you know what I'm saying, on live. I know the last time I was on here with you, I was on here with you and what was that? You put me in the group. What was it? The Philly Boys, the building the Forex trading class. What was it called?
Yes, sir.
What's the brother's name? Coach K.
Brother Michael.
Coach Mike. Yes, sir. Yeah, that was the last time I was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Real quick. I was supposed to be on this block thing, I think, in like maybe 10 days, I believe.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, I'll be back on block. But
Yeah.
that's how they work, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. True indeed. True
I
indeed.
don't really care. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because if I ain't on Facebook, then I'm building.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
don't really
true
matter.
indeed, true indeed. You definitely got to jump back on, man, with me and the guards, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, me, brother Jihad, and the guards.
I
You know what I
mean,
mean?
as long as it's different topics, you know, whether
Yeah,
a king
yeah.
pray to Master for Muhammad or not, ultimately, God,
That
that's
was the
up to
last time.
you.
That was the last time we were on. Matter of fact,
I
I think
know,
you had
but
that one though on your
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, but God, it don't matter.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Whether somebody pray to Master for Muhammad, if they think it's spooky, then okay.
yeah.
It's used.
True
It's
indeed.
used. I mean, it's
Yeah,
used in
yeah,
Sufism. It's
yeah.
used in all of these schools.
True indeed.
Sufism goes so deep, they still keep a connection with their master even after their master physically leave the earth.
Oh yeah, yeah, yes, sir. That's right.
Because at the end of the day, see, this is the trick to it. The Golden Dawn say, by words and images, all powers are awakened and reawakened.
Yeah, yeah.
It does not matter if your master
Mm,
is physically on this earth or not.
mm,
As long as you believe the master is, then
mm,
that's all that's necessary. Now look at the depthness.
yeah.
If you see your master
Mm,
without flaw,
right.
then that master becomes the supreme being in person,
Mm,
even when they are no longer here.
right.
Why? Because it's not the person, but the principle that connects you to
Right. The person.
a certain
Right.
reality. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? So
Right.
it goes beyond that. So
Mm,
that gives us an allowance to tap into that.
right. Right.
You dig
Right.
what I'm saying? But eventually, as we begin to go further and further into the depthness of being,
Mm,
Master Fard Muhammad's picture begins to fade away, and what is replaced with is yours.
right. Right. Right.
It
Right.
cannot, it can't be stopped.
Right, right. That
But
was that
there's a
was that
part,
was my understanding of it as well. You know, eventually that picture of him, because he did say they've not yet seen me in my royal robes. So
right.
that
And
be the
neither have
case,
you
at
saw
some point
yourself
we
in
know it's
your
gonna
royal
fade
robe.
to black.
And neither have you saw yourself in your royal robe.
Ah,
You'll see him in his royal robes when you put
you
on
see
yours.
yourself. Ah,
You
exactly,
understand what I'm saying?
exactly. And
When
that's
you
the
put on
science
yours,
of Rumi, you know, when you study
absolutely.
yeah, true indeed.
When we put on ours, we'll see him in his.
True indeed, true indeed, true
That's
indeed.
that's the mathematics. 'Cause what do we mean by royal robes?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have an understanding of it, but
right,
I know for a fact you and I are not in our royal robes. But
right,
when we
right.
are, we'll see him.
Exactly. Yeah,
There is no
that's
mystery God.
that's actual fact, God. You know what I'm saying?
There's no mystery God about this.
It's always good building with you, God,
Yes,
man.
sir,
You
God.
know what I mean? I always
Bless you
come.
and your family a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah, true indeed, man. Like I said, when I get with you, brother Boris, and you know what I mean, Wakil,
Yeah,
all the
and
gods, man, I always
A
leave with
good
something.
brother Boris is a good example to me. He
Mm-hmm,
emphatically believes the message is physically alive.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But there's absolutely nothing spooky about brother Boris.
Right, right, right,
Not in any form.
right. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean,
Oh, he believe he alive, absolutely.
yeah.
It ain't no, you can't tell him nothing.
The
So
God is sharp, man. He's
me
sharp.
and the God, we known
Yeah,
each other for years. When we
yeah.
both got kicked out of Seven Fam group and all that,
Yeah, yeah. I
the
remember he
God,
told me that was when I used to, even some of your degrees back in the days, your plus degrees and
mhm,
stuff I've seen when y'all was with the 7 fam, you, brother Boris, and all y'all brothers.
they kicked us out.
They kicked y'all out.
Seven Fam kicked us out of that.
Wait, they kicked who out? You and brother
Me
Boris?
and brother Boris,
For what?
man, back then, he was so dogmatic.
Wow,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. He kicked me and brother Boris out.
that's crazy.
Yeah, he kicked
Man.
us out. Absolutely, he definitely kicked us out.
I mean,
So
I
me
ain't
and
go,
brother
brother.
Boris wound up meeting up again on
Mm,
Facebook
yeah, yeah, yeah.
years later.
Alhamdulillah,
But the God is, I have nothing but respect for the God.
Oh yeah,
He's
definitely, man. You know, like I
he's
said,
a
man, I
thinker.
learned from all y'all brothers, man. All of y'all are sharp, man. You know, I'm still a student. I'm in student mode. You know what I mean?
He a, yes,
All the time. You know, and I
he a
get pieces.
thinker.
Yeah.
He's a thinker.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
he's non-biased in his
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's non-spooky.
Right.
He's
Right.
not dogmatic,
Right.
and he's always been like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So the belief whether the message is physically alive or dead ain't what make you spooky. It's how you approach it.
How you approach it, right? That's how I look at it.
And what you get, you got a lot of believers who
Right.
approach it from a very Christian type of context of thinking.
Right. Right.
You
Right.
dig what I'm saying? And when you do that, you know, a lot of the argument and what they bring to the people, it's because of the way it was represented.
Yeah. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
wouldn't even been a problem with Dianetics if it wasn't represented the way that it was, forced down the throat of people and stuff like that.
Right.
You
Right.
bring the way the believers manifested, and even I ain't gonna lie, how the minister presented it, where you wouldn't be able to do this, or you wouldn't be when he first initially put it out there. Now he refined
Right. Right.
himself over time, but
Right.
in the initial reality, of course, you're gonna have cataclysmic realities, and then you have people that don't even know a lesson sitting up there talking about Dianetics like it's some supreme wisdom or something. You
True.
dig what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
brought a lot of problems.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if people present things in a disciplined fashion,
Right. Right. Right.
you'll
Discipline.
be
Yeah.
just fine. Man,
Yeah.
it'll be more palatable for people because you can study anything you want to and still remain who you are.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the
Right.
guards, one of my guard brothers, you know what I'm saying? Me and him was building on that just pitch, the pitch, the tone that you use, the pitch and the
Yeah,
cadence. All of that
yeah.
comes into play when trying to get this message, this high frequency message across to the 85%. You know, all that comes into play, you know.
Yeah, I didn't know that he put that video on the law. What's that? Law school in Mecca. I didn't know that video went there.
Which one? Oh, you're talking about the one that you did with the brother. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
I
surprised
didn't
when I
even
saw
know.
you on there.
I
I had
didn't
to
even
look
know.
at the
I
channel
didn't
again.
even
I'm
know.
like, wait, what the hell? I'm like, they got the Muslim gods on here. What the hell? I had to look at the
I
channel
didn't even
again.
know. I didn't even know that a law school in Mecca on their page had videos.
Yeah, yeah, on their channel. Yeah, their YouTube channel. Yes,
I
sir. Yeah, yeah,
never knew it.
yeah. And I saw your video on there, and I thought it was
I'm
the
honored.
wrong channel.
I'm honored, to be honest with you. I
Oh
told
yeah, yeah. I'm not. It's
you.
nothing bad
I
about that. That's
told you.
good. That's
I
good.
have a lot of
Yeah,
respect
yeah,
for
yeah.
NDE gods. And
That's
I'm
it.
not talking the disrespectful children ones, because you
Yeah.
got children
In
that
all ciphers.
when I talk to them, you know, but then
Mm.
you got some of them boys in there, man, that are beasts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You
Oh
gotta
yeah.
be like, damn,
I
they
could bear witness. I could
like,
definitely bear
damn,
witness.
you God body. You dig what I'm
I could
saying?
definitely bear witness, man. I could definitely bear
Yeah,
witness. You know, and like I said, that's again, like I started off saying when we began building, that's one of the reasons or things that inspired me to start my channel, because I was able to link and meet with a lot of those type of guards,
yeah.
M.G.E. that were
I
on a
was a
higher caliber of understanding.
right. I was a big fan of the God Allah Jihad.
Mm,
I had read his story, man, like back in when they started up with
mm,
Yahoo and
mm,
the internet and all that back then. I was just getting out of prison.
yeah, yeah,
So a couple years later, I'm more in tune with the internet and
yeah,
I start to see, I'm
yeah,
like, damn. You dig what I'm saying? I read the God's story, his science and all of that, man.
yeah,
It wound up taking a different level, you know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I had reached out to befriend the God on
Mm,
Facebook and I realized he was just disrespectful man.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
it changed, you know, very disrespectful and
yeah, yeah,
type of individual. So
yeah.
therefore, you know, I wound up leaving it. But I actually had a lot of respect for that God by,
Right.
you know, I think he wrote a book, Immortal God or something like that.
Mm,
Um,
that
I
sounds
mean, it
familiar.
was heavy, man.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, Elijah had, man. I was like, damn, that God is. So
Sure.
years later, you know
Mm,
what I mean? Years later, you know, just on the God page, and they had him as a
right.
friend. I
Right.
said, I'm gonna
Right.
befriend this God. This God, man,
Mm.
that's God body. You dig what
Wow.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, I would
Yeah.
love to read the God posts and some of the knowledge that God built on
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I read his book. Somebody had
Yeah.
let me read his book. You dig
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Or immortal text, something like that. But
Yeah.
somebody let me read his book, and I had read his story from when he used to be in the nation
Mm-hmm.
and all of that, man. And so I
Powerful.
have a lot of respect for the God.
Yeah.
But when I had reached out to when I finally was able to see the God on here, and I said, man,
Mhm.
I'm going to befriend the God.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
God was just so disrespectful in
Yeah.
the way that he presented
Yeah.
until I was arrogant,
Yeah.
disrespectful and arrogant. So I
Right.
was like, oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I guess I was wrong.
Right.
I
Right.
I,
Right.
I guess I was wrong,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. But
Sometimes it's like that, God. You know, it's the good and the bad. And like Dr. Khaled said, it's a 5%, a 10%, and 85%, and all
yeah,
cycles of
absolutely.
existence. You know, and that's an actual fact. You know what I'm
But
saying?
it's all right though, you know, it
Yeah,
was appreciated.
yeah,
I still like his book.
yeah,
I
yeah,
still like his book, you know,
yeah,
ultimately. I still like this book.
yeah,
It was a
yeah.
nice book though.
But yeah, God. But yeah, but what you if anything, Saturday, you know, I'll link you
Yes,
up.
sir.
I'll shoot you a text, and you know, like I said, if you still, you know, hit me with the classes too, like let me know so I can jump in there with y'all. I know it's been at
Okay.
least a month or so since, you know what I'm saying, you sent me the last joint, but yeah, let me know. You know what I mean?
All
'Cause
right, God.
I'm still
And hey,
learning. You know? Yeah.
yes, sir. Bless you and your family, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Blessings to you too, brother. You
Yes,
know.
sir.
So I'll leave you as I came. Greeting words of peace. Assalamu
God,
alaikum.
peace. Alaikum salam, sir.
Peace to the
Peace.
God. Peace.
Peace, God. Yes, sir.